Hello, everyone.
Hello,
It's
hello.
Friday, cookie lunch break.
Hello.
Hey, darling. How was your week?
It's getting cold. It's
It's
getting
getting
cold
cold.
here.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Debbie.
Hi.
Oh, Byron. Thank you, as always, so kind. Thank you. Ooh, hi, Sally. A graduation ceremony to attend. Oh, you're so sweet. Well, I hope you have a good time at the ceremony.
Oh, Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Gail, Rena, Debbie.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining us, everybody.
Yes, happy Friday. We are closing in on Christmas. It's 15 days or 14 days, depending on when you start. Well, 14 days.
Are you guys done your Christmas shopping?
Hello. Hi, Lynn.
Hi,
Texas.
hi,
Yes,
hi.
so nice to see you guys. So many of you are coming in. Hey, Becky, Kathy. Thank you. Hi, June.
Any of you doing Christmas orders? Are you going crazy? Are you all booked up? Our Christmas,
Yes, how are your cookies? Are you
how's
baking this
business?
weekend?
How's business?
Oh, almost done. That's great. Hello.
Welcome,
Oh,
everybody. So, Hans kicking it off
yes.
tonight,
So I'm gonna
today,
kick it off
releasing.
today. Let's jump right into it then.
So, if you guys have questions, please don't hesitate to pop them into the comments there, and we'll try to help you. All
Okay,
right.
let's see if this is better for the light. At least I can see. Okay. All right. Busy is good, right? Crazy
Crazy.
with orders. So today, guys, I'm gonna be using this cutter again. A few weeks back, I used it to make Santa cookies. I have already published a blog post if you missed it, and also you can watch the replay. So this template for this cutter is available in my coffee shop. Oh, you ruined your cake. That's not good. So what I'm gonna be doing, if I can find my little template, I'm doing New Year's Eve cookies. And this is a similar design I did years ago. Actually, it was 10 years ago, 3 days ago. Can you 10 years ago on the 7th, I released this design. So I'm doing a little upgrade, obviously, but
Time
yes.
for well, the thing is you improved, right? I mean,
Hopefully
we
I
improved after
hopefully
10
I
years.
improved a little bit. Rolling cookies for gifts out and freezing. Everybody's busy baking. That's wonderful. Don't forget to get your butter. It's better to have enough butter. My cousin and I, she called me today and she's like, "Oh, I forgot to get butter." She had to get more butter. So it's always better check if you have everything for your recipe, okay? So what I did, I made a template. This is just parchment. You can use cardstock. I was a little lazy today to do anything fancy. So I'm going to create a little border for my clock.
So, so did you say Han's making New Year's cookies,
Yes,
right?
New Year's cookies. The basically countdown cookies, I would call them. They're very simple. Nothing you need to worry about. Hopefully. Um, Hello from Poland. Hi. Where in Poland are you? I'm not that far. Too busy to think. Yes, aren't we all? Like, what day is it, right?
The freezer's
My
full of butter and
it's good that it's in that order. I would be worried if you said my freezer is full of vodka and butter.
today
But
I used my last bag of powdered sugar, so I actually have to
oh
go get
yeah,
that.
well vodka is always good to have. I suppose you could make
You could
homemade
drink. You could
homemade.
drink.
You could make yourself a drink after you make all the cookies. But obviously, you could also use it to make. Have you guys made vanilla extract, homemade vanilla extract? Because it is, I have made vanilla sugar, homemade vanilla sugar using vanilla beans, and it was amazing, and it lasted for a very long time. But I'm also dying to try and make my own vanilla extract. Have you tried that, Mark?
I have not. Whenever I see the vanilla beans, they are so expensive that I
Yes.
cannot resort to doing anything like that to them.
No.
So it's like not an experiment I'm willing to finance.
It is quite expensive. It is, but I mean, the good stuff. It's also very, very expensive. Mary, we both share our recipes. Marlene shares her recipe in her Patreon group and also on Facebook in her cookie school group. And I share my recipe also on Patreon, and also you can find it on the blog, Daniela's.com. Hello, Lynn. So what I did here, this is a little border with this is I think a little runnier than I would have liked. You want to use about 20 seconds here. And this icing, it's just this is the color. I don't know what it's like a mustardy color, like like a little like yellow. It's yellow with like ivory in whatever I had on hand. I wanted to start with darker base because I'm going to be painting it with gold paint. So you wanna, for the good coverage, it's better to start with a darker base that is similar to gold. You could even do like little, light brown, just so you have a better coverage. If you start with white and you want gold, it's going to give you inconsistent results, okay? So after this step, we have to let that crust, and then we can fill this with white. So that's pretty straightforward.
So basically, it's a white sauce pizza.
What?
Here,
What?
the pizzeria has pizzas with white sauce on them, usually we see tomato
Oh,
sauce.
like bechamel sauce? Is it like
Yes,
bechamel sauce?
I guess that's it. So you're making a bechamel pizza.
I guess I am. Well, no, funny thing, my husband, he does not eat tomatoes. So every time we order pizza, it's like a special order. No sauce, extra cheese, and ham. And please make it thick. So, yeah,
Well, I
and
have
no, and
to try that. Is it
last time
usual?
he ordered pizza, and I was going to, like, because she took all the notes. She was a lovely lady, like lovely waiters. But I didn't tell her no herbs. And he hates herbs. So it came like loaded with,
Well, I
with like
guess
basil, and we were all like smelling, oh, that's definitely like oregano, basil, like this is so great. And he was looking at me like, I'm never gonna eat it. He's like, what is this? So, but they were so nice, and they brought him new pizza. But I knew I should have told her not to put like
basically don't put anything on his pizza.
don't put like seriously what he says he wants on his pizza. Just put that, and it was really good. But he doesn't do tomato sauce. But apparently at the pizzeria that we go to, they make really nice pizza. He had told us that some people do ask for no sauce, no tomato sauce. So I
Really?
guess it's not so uncommon. Maybe it's the allergy or the acid in tomatoes that bothers people, or sometimes it's the seed.
But
Oh, you
Karen,
haven't tasted your vanilla extract. Well, I do know that it needs some time. Like Zoe bakes. She makes her own vanilla extract, and I mean, from what I understand, I read that she had kept it for years. She just keeps like
adding
refilling the
alcohol.
vanilla beans and I guess refilling the alcohol. What's great, I mean, it is unfortunately very expensive to buy vanilla beans. But if you are a baker and if you have a friend who is also a baker, it makes for a beautiful gift. Like if you make like a homemade and you put it in like a small nice bottle, no, that's I think anyway. So this is your base for your New Year's Eve countdown cookies, and then you have to let that dry. Okay, so now lucky for you, I've got some dry cookies here, as always. Are you afraid to try? Why? You think you're gonna drink it? And get like little, happy. It's not so bad these days.
If you go to the Caribbean or like a tropical area, maybe you could pick it up more inexpensively. Like here, people travel to
Yes, no, it's
Cuba.
insane. Like one guanla bean here is like €6. So if I
Yeah.
buy 10, I mean, and that's probably not even enough. Oh, you've had it more than a year. Well, now I think you should try it. Year is great.
Oh,
So now I'm using, this is a PME 1.5. This is a great tip to have if you're planning on doing some delicate work, piping and writing and stuff. We always, Marlene especially now, she owns a lot of these tips. If she has used them in her lives a lot. So I'm just gonna do some simple swirls here.
Here, Veronique, if you can answer Debbie, she's asking if you filter the vodka, since that's what you do. You've experimented.
I guess after, if after it's done, like, how do you filter vodka?
Oh, I think she just means like strain it more.
Oh,
I think that's what she's
I made a
meaning.
mistake here. So this, I made a mistake here. You see this swirl is facing the same direction, so I want to scrape that off.
Hi, Julie. Use the deeds. I don't know what a deed is. I guess that's the seeds? Seeds? Oh, use the seeds. Okay, now I understand. So use the
Yes, the
seeds.
seeds you can add, actually once you empty the pot, you can add the pot to your sugar, regular granulated sugar, and leave it there, and it makes, I mean, I've used it and it works. And it's delicious, like when you sprinkle it on your baked stuff, baked like products. I don't know if you can use ever. I mean, I don't know. I think people usually use vodka. I don't know. I don't know if you can use Everclear.
The higher alcohol evaporates very quickly, and so if your bottle is not super airtight, I think like you'll just kind of lose your. You want to make sure it's a very sealed container. I have the high proof alcohol here. Sometimes when I'm painting, I look over at it and it's gone. It's all evaporated. I have to add more.
Or you're secretly drinking it, no?
Here, Veronique is answering. She's saying she doesn't, there's no filtration needed. 2 to 3 months.
How many beans did you put in, and what's the volume of the, like, how much vodka? What's the ratio? I'm just like, would like to know. And I wonder, like, if you can then add more vodka, like if you go, or do you have to keep adding new vanilla bean and clear vodka? Those of you who have made oh, June has some in bourbon. Nice. 22 degrees. What's the temperature where you are, Mar?
Well, it was minus 13, I think.
Oh, you mean in Celsius, right?
Yes.
Okay, so a little concerned.
Yes. Secretly drinking vanilla flavored vodka. Yes, well, we are in Canada. I am in Canada, so we're notorious for cold. I actually saw on the news the Maritimes got a big snowstorm yesterday. There was like a foot or 2 foot of snow on the cars. It was crazy. 37.
So I'm going to repeat the swirls. I'm almost done. And then we'll add the other details that we have to finish.
Veronique, does you see it?
And for this, I'm using icing that is slightly thicker. You don't want to use runny icing because then your swirls are going to lose their shape.
Hi, Ruby. Ontario.
Oh, look, I made the same mistake again. Distracted a little bit, sorry. Oops.
So how's everybody's preparations going? Are you having people coming to stay at your house, or is there a lot of stress during this time? Christmas is like a celebration, but it also can be very stressful.
Do you have your Christmas tree up most of all? I wonder, some
tree?
people actually each year. No problem,
Hi,
Sally.
Sally.
So I wonder if, like, I know some people decorate their Christmas tree differently every year. So do you guys do that, or do you keep the decorations the same? You know, like people change the color, like they do, like let's say all blue, all silver. Do you
No.
guys keep the color, like keep your decorations always the same, or do you change it, or?
First, for me, it's like I don't have the room to be putting all these decorations. Like sometimes I'll go to the store and I'll see like really big nutcrackers or really big kind of display, things. I think about, where do you store all these decorations for the rest of the year? They're beautiful, but for me, it's like, where would you put it for when you're not using it?
All right. So now
37
that we have
You
we have
hear,
the
Tina's
swirl.
having 37 people in.
Do you own a hotel? Oh my God, I don't know. Like 37, that's like a small wedding, no? That's amazing though. Like you'll be all that's I think it's amazing. It will be a room full of laughter, I hope, and full of good food. I hope
Let's
somebody's
hope
going to
people,
bring some food too. So
yes,
one thing
let's hope
was
they
that,
bring.
so ideally now I think I had told you that you need to let the base dry. So you don't really need to let the, like I would say let it crust and then pipe the swirl and then let it dry. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Pat. I'm glad that it worked out. I would have hate for you to waste any ingredients now that I mean, anytime, but everything is expensive. So,
Oh my gosh, yes. That's another thing they said on the news here, that the yearly bill for groceries for a family of four is going to go up $1,000.
wow. So here we just learned that a lot of the things like the electricity and the groceries, it's going to go up 40 to 50%. I don't know if it's the result of current, if it's the result of pandemic or I don't know why. Well, that's a lot. Okay, so now this is dry. So what we're going to paint this border. I'm going to paint it with gold. So what I've got here, you
Karen
see this?
spotted your injury.
Oh, you spotted. Sorry. Yes. Well, I nearly chopped off my finger. I that's all. It's
Oh,
the
that's
kitchen
that's
injury.
all.
That's all. There's a lot of that was yes. If you're not the yes, I
It
nearly
wasn't a
fainted.
cookie accident. She was
It
trying to
wasn't.
cook
It
herself.
wasn't. I was making kale soup, which is amazing with my DNA in it. It's amazing, and and yes, I don't like to cut myself at all. It's
Well, who
not my
does?
thing. So this is. Thank you for noticing. I'm well, and this is luster dust that's kind of dried up. So what you can do to, I use this stuff to paint. You can use, I don't have it here on me. You can use dry form. This is basic. This is already ready for you, so you don't have to use any liquid. But what happens? It will dry up like this. Please do not throw it away because you can still use it. Um, yes, here. So I'm going to add
Jeremy's
some.
back.
Oh my god! If you do chop up your finger, you're going to be raffled for it. No, I'm gonna. I don't think a raffle is the proper thing to have for my finger. I think more like a.
Yes, Karen got it right there.
I was going to say that there's going to be auction, and you better bet. You better bid really high for my finger. No, hopefully it won't come to that. But I mean, now we're talking about fingers. So my dad actually did chop off his finger doing woodworking, Jeremy, actually. Yes. And my father-in-law as well, the same finger. Can you like imagine? Like, so now I added alcohol, and you see, you can use it again. So now we're going to paint the swirls and the back. Oh, this was what's happened there. Okay, it's a little messed up, but see this little swirl? It's little. I guess I touched it with my finger. So you want to paint the base as well, not just the swirls. I want the whole thing to be gold. Mar,
What?
you are known for burning yourself. Now that I don't know why, because I'm like, I need to put you on the spot. So how many times did you burn this year?
This year, I have no clue. I mean, it's just not burnt like to the point of but I mean, I do tend to grab things or maybe, but yeah, I mean, I don't track it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've made it through. I'm muscling through. I've survived, so it's fine. I don't have any burns today. I hope you haven't jinxed me and I don't get burnt tonight.
No, I did not jinx you.
Making
No, no,
supper.
no. No, you'll be fine. I do burn myself as well on baking sheets, on the rim of the baking sheet. It's the most common. My all
Yes.
like my fork, yes, my fork.
That's great, Julie, getting ahead of the game, making your bows in advance.
So you see, this is nice gold. Like you can use us. This is glamorous gold from Sweet Sticks. But you can also use Aztec gold, which I absolutely love because it really gives such a nice shine. And you could mix it. You could add this stuff that I'm using and add a little bit of powder to it to achieve the
Great
shine
sizzle.
and color you want. Okay, and then you want to repeat that on all of the cookies. Now I'm going to jump in with my little.
Hope you're okay, Terry. It's
What
like
happened to Cherry?
she burnt the top of her
Oh
hand.
yes. Now I feel like when yes, burns are quite tricky. Yes, they can take a while to heal. So this is another template I've got here because I'm going to actually write the numbers. So I wanted to make sure that my numbers are same height throughout because we can actually put this together as a puzzle on a round plate. And I'm going to use a marker because it's just so much easier. Okay, now first I'm going to find a center here. Now this icing underneath is dry, okay? I wasn't be able to push it or press on it if it wasn't dry. So I'm gonna find the center just using my scribe, just so I know where to, like,
Hello, Saul.
hello. And I'm using, this is a dual marker. I'm gonna start with the fine end here. Okay, so now we can go in with this is the wide end.
That's great, Jeremy. Happy for your family. That's great. You
Oh,
want
that's
to be able to
wonderful.
communicate and exchange with your child, so that's wonderful.
Now I'm gonna go back to that fine tip, and I'm just gonna make. Now, if you are concerned, you can. If you are leaning, let's say, on the cookie, you could cover it with a paper
Yes, yes.
towel. Do you celebrate? I mean, everybody, I suppose, celebrates New Year's, but do you stay up till midnight, Mar?
Depends on the year. I mean, we don't have like a official thing, I have a little bit of like my sleep schedule is very wonky. So
Mm-hmm.
usually by midnight I'm so out of it. I can't, I'm just so tired. Any of you guys have like a weird sleep? I'm like I was up at 3:30 And then so I'm laying in bed awake. So then I'm like, well, I may as well get up and work. I'll get up and work.
Yeah, I don't. I usually last year we actually I fell asleep before the midnight,
Yeah.
and then the fireworks woke me up. That's all. I'm so lame when it comes to New Year's. So now
It
I'm gonna
might be
make the arms. I'm gonna make the arms. So I'm gonna start with a large heart shape with a
Jeremy's
small.
saying he finds it's got like an Art Deco vibe.
Oh, this. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. I love Art Deco.
This
So,
could go too, though, would be a fun, maybe Alice in Wonderland party.
oh yeah,
Could
that's
be
true.
cute.
Now you see, I'm just pulling the icing, shaping the very tip of the heart to make it look to. So, are these arms or handles?
Arms, I think.
Arms.
Or no,
So
isn't it the hands on a watch? Isn't it called hands?
hands. No, it's hands. Is it hands or arms, guys?
I think it hands. But guys, correct us. You know, we're always dazed and confused. What are the arrows called on a clock? Is it arms or hands?
Now to make it a bit more
Samuel saying hands.
I'm going to use this stuff. It's fully edible, and this is jewel dust. I'm just gonna dust these with some additional sparkle. I mean, it's New Year's after all, so I wanted these to be a little more fancy and just shiny and just glamorous. Okay. If you don't have
Thanks,
this stuff,
everybody.
you can hands. So it's hands.
It's hands.
So hands. So now you want to let these kind of crust for a couple minutes. I would say 5-10 minutes, and then we can finish the arms. So to add the lines, I'm using piping consistency. Now again, I should probably take this down here and just match the line that I've got here.
So if you are just arriving to the live, you can watch the replay if you want to rewatch the beginning or last week's live or the previous year's lives. They're all available on replay. We've done some really great.
We were just discussing how many lives.
A lot.
Did we do, right?
And I mean, now the year is starting over. And so all our Valentine's Day projects we did will be good. The Easter projects, the year, it's like we're in Groundhog Day. Everything is new again.
So these hearts are crusted.
And go down a bit.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Thank you. So you just want to lay, oops, a straight line going down, and another straight line from, it's the addition of the glitter, edible glitter, that sometimes can make it hard it's not sticking well. And that's it.
Beautiful.
So what you do then, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. I only have 3 of these so far here, but you kind of get the idea, right? You can arrange them. I have made these also as table setting cookies, and you can do that by eliminating the swirls at the top and instead writing a name. You could also make it, obviously, if you want to write a name, I would probably go down with the border down a little bit, so you have some room for the name. And yes, you can then add the name, and it makes for a really nice table setting cookie. Because at midnight you can let me bring it down a little bit. At midnight you could obviously, each of your guests could get a little cookie. You could also cover up this portion with maybe a small round cookie or a scalloped edge that says Happy New Year, or maybe just the number of the year or something like that, So that's my project for today.
Beautiful hands. So Denise, are you using Wilton brand by any chance? It's the product you're using 100%. So you're not doing anything wrong. Not all petal dusts are created equal, and that is your issue. So I would just dispose of it and find a different product. That is your issue.
Okay.
So that's awesome, Han. Thanks, everybody. You're liking that. Everybody's loving it, Han.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
for my project, I want to start by apologizing
Oh.
because I'm probably going to be costing you some money.
Oh, AliExpress alert.
No, it's not AliExpress alert, but okay, so I did add a supply list. It's in the coffee shop. If you guys don't know what the coffee shop is, it's where we put our live stream. Like every time we do a live stream, we talk about different things. Sometimes there's a template, sometimes there's supplies. So we add that to the coffee shop, and we each have one. And here's the link. And so the supply list is there. And so today we're going to be looking at embossing royal icing. Now, here are some cookies to show you. I'm going to try to zoom in so that you guys can kind of see. Let me adjust the brightness on this. So obviously this is a knit finish. Okay, so this is royal icing. This is not fondant. This is royal icing. And then here, this is wood grain, as you can see here. Okay, these are my prototype cookies. On a star, here is a different finish, a kind of
love this.
star.
It's amazing.
Hexagon.
And this is royal icing, guys. It's not fondant. It's fantastic, isn't it? Who
So
is loving it? Show us some love.
This is a wonky kind of cookie, but it was just I was testing it, so I was just using up all my kind of like cookies that I didn't end up using over the course of the year. So this would be a basket weave, as you can see.
Or
here.
you know, this would be great for the Father's Day, for the box,
or,
for the glue box. If you
or
do it
Easter,
straight and then maybe
yes.
sprayed with silver. Awesome.
So here's like a geometric kind of a pattern. I have a few more to show.
Maybe he's already feeling it. This is gonna cost.
So this is like a leaf pattern here, you can see. And here, this one is, you see, it's kind of like really
oh,
lacy.
wow, this is like lacy, look, very lacy.
This one here is a floral, again, kind of a lace. So let's talk about it. So as if you've watched our lives and if you follow cookie decorating tutorial,
Karen has a message for you. Yes.
So so if you have seen the most kind of common tutorial, I don't have a snippet to show you, but people crumple up the paper, make a little ball, open it up, rest that on the fresh royal icing, and then you get this kind of finish. Well, what if you could create parchment paper that instead of just being crumpled, it has.
Can you zoom out just a little so they can see? Yes, that's right.
So this is the basket weave parchment paper, and this is the leaf parchment paper. It's a tough one to show you guys here. I'm trying to tilt it. So we're going to look at that. So here are the embossing plates. Now this is paper crafting supplies. So if you do paper crafting or
carving. So this is what it looks like, because I have a couple of those.
Yes. So this here, inside, okay, so the design is there, that's inside. And so you put your parchment paper down, and this has the design relief on both sides. So what happens is when it closes, it forces, it's not just like pressing into it, it forces the parchment paper to get formed, or the paper to get formed from both sides. So you're embossing the paper. Everybody's making bows. And so that's what is kind of happening. So you need parchment paper, and you can use the rolls. Normally I don't love the roll, but because it's getting squished, the roll, the curve in it doesn't matter. I usually like to buy the flat sheets when I'm making royal icing transfers, because there's nothing more annoying than a piece of parchment paper that's constantly rolling out, you know? And so you want to cut your pieces either to be the size of the embossing folder or the size of your cookies, okay? And so they come in a variety of sizes, so you want to be mindful of that when you're ordering them. So here would be kind of like the cookie, the stencil holder, I guess about 6 inches. So there's the knit one, here's the star one, and then here's a smaller kind of version. This one is very similar to that one. Here's the leaves. I really like this one. This one on a heart, and then you could add little roses. Imagine you do just a green icing and then add little
They
roses.
could even add the veins with the edible mark, like
Yes, yes.
their
So
possibilities are
this lace
endless.
one. Here's that other one. And here, this one's kind of interesting. And here's the lace one. Look at how pretty that is.
It came out really nice. The detail really transferred onto the icing.
Yeah, so the one that was problematic is this one. So I really, obviously, wood grain is like fantastic on cookies, so many designs, but it cuts. I still don't hate it because
What do you mean it cuts?
it cuts the paper. So I'm going to show you. I'll
Oh,
bring
it cuts the paper.
Cuts the paper. So I'm going to try to bring in the machine that does this work, but I'll show you a picture of it here. So this is it. So I did look at them on AliExpress to see if there was a cheaper version. Really, if you look at the shipping and everything, and then you don't know the quality, it's probably on the higher end of purchases. I did not buy on AliExpress. I was concerned that it would get damaged in shipping. I was concerned about the cost, if it was going to be a shitty quality. Sorry for the, but you know, like you spend money and then, ugh. So here, it's kind of a tough one to show you guys because it's kind of it's called the big shot. So it's a tough one to show you. So what you're doing is you're basically pushing through this embossing folder, it's called, with the paper in it. Okay, so you need to have that. So what happens though, this is kind of wide in here, so this doesn't squish it. So to squish it, you need, here, let me put myself in the big.
We do have a question. Everybody's loving it. Everybody's loving it and hating you for them spending the money already. But no, I'm just kidding. You guys just loving it, right? You love it more and you're loving it.
So you need, this comes with the machine. So this is like the press.
But you do need the machine in order for it to like really.
Well, I'll continue in a second. I'll give you an alternative. Okay. So now I've got the embossing folder. The embossing folder has the paper inside, and now I'm kind of squishing it. Not really squishing it.
Susan has a suggestion that you could lightly dampen the paper before you emboss it. It will make the paper softer so it doesn't tear it.
I thought about that, but then I was thinking, like, if you're making a lot of them, I don't know. Anyway, it was a little bit problematic, just that one though. So now once you got it all layered, so now there's a handle which you can't see. It's a bit tough for me to film for you guys because of the size. And so now I'm cranking, and you see I don't know if you can hear. So it's really a tight fit in there. So I'm going to move this back over here.
Does it say did it say anything about the pressure that it produces?
No, I don't know the pressure that it uses.
I mean, Karen is thinking if she could use just a rolling pin. I don't know if you. Oh, it really cuts through.
Oh,
wow.
it cuts it like
so the pressure is not adjustable. I wonder, like if you.
No, it doesn't really have an adjustable.
So it's
so like, that machine, like you have to make, like you can double up the sheets to a certain amount, but it doesn't, like, it's not ideal that you add a lot. So here's the alternative, because I'm always kind of thinking about those of you that might be on a budget. Here is the alternative. I
have that. I have this
with my pasta machine. And so the pasta machine will do the job. The thing that you have to think about though with the pasta machine is your embossing folders will eventually get damaged. Now, I don't know how many, I didn't do a longevity test to see how many passes in the pasta machine will do the job, but like damage it. But when it goes through the big shot, well, it's protected with the plastic. And so there's, but the pasta machine, I did do it and it did work. And so that's your option. So the embossing folders, I did see on Amazon, you can get them. I mean, it's very comparative to the AliExpress, and they sell them in lots. So you can get several, and they might be AliExpress sellers, because now you think they're all different stores, but they're just, people are listing on Etsy, people are listing on Amazon, people are listing on their own websites, people are everywhere. Just like if you have your cookie business, you're everywhere.
I love it. People are everywhere. I love it. I think it's like a quote you want to include somewhere, right? Like on a shirt. People are everywhere. I don't know if there was supposed to be an exclamation point or just a period, but people are everywhere, guys.
Well, I meant on social media.
No, it doesn't matter what you meant. I mean, like, we'll take it out of the context and we'll just use that. I love it. People are
So
everywhere.
if you've ever used the parchment paper technique where you're, putting the crumpled paper, well, this is the same thing. Okay, I'm just going to cut a bigger hole. I was using this for another project.
Oh, Jeremy, please do not drive your wife insane. Just get your own pasta maker and use your own.
And so you're flooding. And so you don't want to have a super runny icing, because when you put your paper down, well, you're going to make it spill off the cookie. So, and the thing is you don't have to worry so much about a super smooth surface, because you are laying down that.
So Deborah says that she also has a big shot, and hers has different sizes of embossing thickness pads.
Well, the one I bought did not have a lot.
So I guess it depends also on the brand and how much, I guess, maybe you want to invest. If you're planning on, if you try it and you really like it, you may want to look at different types that maybe offer different more settings for you.
And so if you look at the paper, it's hard for you to see, but there's like, in up bump and the in bump. So you want to think about that when you lay it down on the royal icing. So if you want your bumps to be outwards, obviously you want to have it that direction. If you flip it down, and the bumps will be in the icing. So think about that before you rest it on your cookie, okay? And so now this one is bigger than it needed to be. I could have probably, like, let's say I was doing several of these little squares. Well,
oh, you have something.
My memory card is full. How is that even possible? Well, we're going to have to address that, because I can't continue without it. So I'll do some talking while I.
Okay. Susan says she has, I guess it's another maker or brand of the embossing pressure machine, whatever you want to call it. I'm not even going to try.
I just want to clarify.
Revolution die cutter, and it's adjustable. So I guess it's another, if you wanted to look.
So just for clarification, I am no embossing paper expert. I'm offering you today an idea, a thing. And so you're going to have to, I guess, do some experimenting on your side.
You are giving everyone awesome ideas. Sorry to interrupt, as I always do. You're giving everyone awesome ideas that they probably never thought of using their machines like. So that's great.
So that's it. So that's what, I experimented with mine. It did cause the paper to rip, but I'm guessing I'd have to order, like, that's it, a thinner plate. My thing is going to just transfer my file.
So if you have any questions, just let us know. As a reminder, always, if you guys want to support us, you can support us by, buying us coffee in our coffee shops, or buying templates and recipes. And also, both of us, we have Patreon. Mar also has her private cookie group school on Facebook. And here is the Marlene's Amazon shop. So if you want to shop and go crazy, you can stop by there. She has a lot of stuff that she loves, especially airbrushes, right? You are a big fan of airbrushes, and you have them listed there. So if you're looking for an airbrush, or maybe you want to gift an airbrush to someone who wants to jump into airbrushing,
and they're way more affordable than you think. Like, some people think, oh my gosh, it's such an expensive piece of equipment. The little wireless unit, I mean, I've seen it for $40, so very affordable. Yes. And you can do things that you just can't do you know, and you're working so much faster than you would if you were painting. If you were actually selling cookies, it allows you to work so much faster. Oh, do I
Yes.
have a memory card here? Maybe.
And I also want to remind you, now is a good time to take advantage of all the sales that Global Belly is running on our kits that we have in our shops. This is Global Belly. So if you want to look in particular shops, you can just type in Global Belly Montreal Confections or Global Belly Hanielas, and it will come up, and you can shop for all the seasonal stuff, and also take advantage of. I believe there is a free shipping on maybe over $40 or $50. I can't remember, but it's probably listed on their website, so you can check it out.
I'm thinking, you'll be happy to know I asked for a memory card for Christmas because I only have one memory card, as crazy as that could seem. So
What's
it's almost done.
what's the memory card? What's the capacity? How many gigabytes do you have, or
I think it was
terabytes?
8 or something.
8 terabytes?
Gigabytes.
Gigabytes. Yes.
It's not big.
It's not big. I have 32.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get one for Christmas.
You're gonna get one for Christmas. Yes, I can see you're very excited. Yes.
It's like one of these things
Yes.
that you don't think about because I'm right here. I
Oh,
always
we
just
do,
empty
yes.
it.
Well, I mean, I have so many hard drives. I have like 8. I mean, the footage, guys, that people don't realize when you are filming and you're doing videos and we want to film in high definition, the space it takes up on your hard drives, it's insane. It's insane. Like I have a couple of 8 terabytes, and they're all like filled up, and we keep adding. Oh, try doing graffiti art. Yes, graffiti art is amazing. I did graffiti a couple of years ago, and it's so fun. Mar would be excellent. Yes, take a challenge.
I was getting a lot of my inspiration from tattoos, and I like that because it's like easy to kind of like the tattoo art translates well to cookie in the, that there's an outline and stuff. But yeah, I did see those parchment paper sheets, but cost wise, if you're actually wanting to do this on orders, I don't think that it's realistic to like, the cost of them per cookie if you were making orders. So if you already have an embossing machine, or if you can get one sometimes after Christmas, Boxing Day, or things like that. And then again, like you prepare advance before your orders, you can crank out all your little pieces of parchment paper, have them ready, and pop them on. My files are almost transferred, and then I'll show you guys. I have some cookies that have dried, and I'm going to show you the parchment paper coming off. So another minute. I apologize for the little
and also those of you who have supported us this year, just maybe by stopping by and saying hello during the live. Maybe you are a member of our Patreon group, or thank you for your support.
Yes, thank you so much. And just to let you know, like the reason also my memory card was full is Han and I filmed some pre-recorded, so for the holidays that you guys would not miss us.
For next year, actually, we were recording something fun for next year before. And also those of you who make us laugh, thank you for doing that. We enjoy you guys so much, seeing your interacting and your comments. Sometimes we maybe not react to them, but we do read them. It's not possible for us to react to each individual comment, but we do read them, and they make us laugh. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So here it is. So this is the ripped up wood grain, okay? But I've iced these this morning early. Like I said, I was up at the crack of dawn. So it does like kind of rip, but it still does the job as So I'm still able to get it off. And you just like, parchment paper is sturdy stuff. And so it's a tough color that I chose. What was I thinking?
No, we can. I think you can. Yes, you can see. Yes, somewhat. Oh, now you can see. Yes, it's better now.
You see how, and because it was cut, it gave it a much more bark look because it wasn't flat. kind of buckled. Do you understand what I mean? And so it gave it a really like a very barkish. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a plank
Yes,
is very flat,
yes.
and this gave it,
Barkish. So
yes,
we have, there is a lot of people, or people, no, people are everywhere, and now we have barkish.
that's it, barkish. And so here, this is that geometric-ish one.
Now you're doing
There.
it just on purpose. Yes, this
Here,
is
let me.
awesome. Lori, I'm so sorry. I hope you recover really quickly and get your sense of taste fast
That's annoying.
back. Yes, it's
So
the
there's
COVID.
this one. And you can see on an ornament, I Franken
this is
cookied a
nice.
circle, added a bow. That could be really cute on an ornament using this technique. This one here is, I don't even know what this is called, this pattern. It's like the little flowers, you know, like all together. It's like kind of like Moroccan style. This one is ripped a little bit too from being squished. I have to see about getting the embossing plates that you guys are talking about. See this one here, because it's ripped, it really stuck to the icing. So that wasn't a huge success. But I do see, and let me adjust you can see here, it really did. Do you see it right there? It really did work though. So if I can,
yes, you did. I mean, I can see it clearly. It did emboss it very nicely.
because I did it on another one. Oh, this one here. This one here, the paper came off. See, this is a green one. Is it?
Do you think it's the parchment that it's, or
My
do you think
parchment
it's
paper releases very, very well.
very well?
So this is the lace one. Again, here, let me adjust my.
Ron, I would say you can make decorated cookies, sugar cookies. Like my cookies, they stay fresh up to 2-3 weeks, depending on how you store them. If you want to prolong their shelf life, you can add some agave syrup or even invert sugar syrup to them, because they are both hygroscopic, so they will absorb some moisture from the air and keeping them fresher for longer. Okay, what is this? Okay.
I'm trying to see, this is, I've got the autofocus on. It's a tough one. Oh, there, I can kind of see it. This one released really, really well. The other color shows better. I should have taken photos, but I wanted to open them or reveal them during the live. So that's why I didn't take pictures. But you can see here that it detached really well, that one. So this one here is the one I did with my pasta roller. And the paper embossed really, you see it? And there's the onesie with the pasta roller embossing. There's that one. And then
do you think this would work on transfers?
Well, if you pipe dots on the parchment paper, yes,
and then
you would lay it upside down on your.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
This is probably my favorite one, I have to say.
It is beautiful. I like that this one, yeah, you can really, like you said, add the flowers to it, maybe add some, leaf detail, like pipe the veins, or maybe draw the veins with marker.
Yeah, so that's it. So you want to look for the embossing plates. Try to find them obviously as cheap as you can. If you have a pasta machine, you can try it with the pasta machine. And I got my Big Shot from Costco. Again, the Costco return policy is so great. So if you want to try something and you're not sure, you can always do that. But when I looked at it on Amazon, it was on sale or whatever. It was $80. So as far as equipment goes, I thought it was reasonable, to do things. And so then you can make all your little, like just the knit one here. If you have the knit that you can just pop on to your cookie, and then you don't have to do anything else, well, you've saved time, right? You add this to the mitten part, and then you can do the cuff, and you've already got a design. You don't have to pipe, and you don't have to airbrush. You don't have to stencil. Yeah, Joanne's $89. I'm not saying it's cheap, but I'm saying it's not $100 piece of equipment, And hey, maybe somebody doesn't know what to get you for Christmas, so you can put that on the list. This one here, just to show this last thing, this one here, what I liked about this one is the edge. You see that kind of like So you can have like the parchment paper extend out, like if you want to have it. And so when you lay it, then you don't have the seam. You lay it, you know what I mean? And then this will be the seam. So you could put that, let's say, on a heart cookie. Half of it would have the lace and the other half would just be like flat icing, you know, and then you could, like, that's a way to kind of like do half. Or you could lay the parchment paper like on a hexagon, you know, you do half with the geometric shape and the other half with sanding sugar or something. Hey, it's just another thing to put in your toolkit, right? Another thing to play with, because so far it was only fondant that you could do this with. That's it, guys. All that for to my memory card for 2 seconds of talking after, but I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, I'm disappointed this one here didn't unstick, but also maybe my royal icing isn't dry. Ideally, you do let your icing dry overnight to remove the parchment paper. I dry it overnight also when I do the crumpled paper. Do you wait overnight because of your humidity?
Yes, yes. Well, now, I mean, now with the dehumidifier, it's much better. But for bigger pieces, yes, I will wait overnight. Like, especially if I need to put pressure on it or draw or something. But with the parchment on top of it, yes, definitely. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
I didn't read the expensive one, but
see, Tammy has it. See, a lot of people have the equipment, and so it's just something to, you know, something different to experiment with.
Thank you. That is so wonderful, Lynn.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm so glad you're enjoying the lives. When we first started, when the pandemic started, we didn't know where it was going to take us. We just knew we had to pivot because it was just the time, you know. And here we are, a year and a half later.
Time flies when you're having fun. So Friday coming up, I'll be on with Amber. Amber will be popping back on, and Han will be off. And so
I'm gonna be taking a little time off of that live. But on Tuesday we will be sharing really fun project with you guys. So don't forget to tune in. We will be checking the comments. It's going to be pre-recorded, but we will be checking the comments if you have any questions. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Thanks everybody for joining us today. We'll see you Tuesday.
Okay, guys. Have a good Christmas.
Bye.